Mac and Gaydos, KTAR News.
Veterans at the Phoenix VA hospital, we know that some of them were kept on a secret waiting list. They were forced to wait months and months and months before seeing a doctor.
Some even died before they got to see a doctor.
They didn't get care, and they died. So and it's been it's been more than a year, actually, since this whole thing came out. Has any progress been made to reform the Phoenix VA? Well, someone who's on top of this story is Arizona Congresswoman Sinema. Representative Sinema, how are you today?
I'm doing great, guys. It's good to be with you.
Good to be with you. Thanks for staying on this issue of the Phoenix VA. Has any progress been made? It's been over a year. How are we doing?
You know, as I wrote in the op-ed in the Arizona Republic this morning, I feel like there is still great work to be done. And frankly, we haven't seen progress moving quickly at the VA. We haven't actually seen much progress, to be honest. I mean, it's been over a year, and there are still 6,000 veterans who wait longer than 30 days to get an appointment at the Phoenix VA.
You actually point out
that number is unacceptable.
You actually point out not a single VA employee has been fired for wait time manipulation. I've said it before. There seems to be a cultural issue, but you really can't just shut the VA down and start over because obviously the human perspective of people need continuous care. But what should be done, and how do you do that quickly?
Well, the VA has been able to be effective and efficient in the past. They were one of the very first organizations in the country to work on, electronic medical records. They have been at the forefront in the past of life-saving medical treatment, and in particular focused on the wounds of war. So they have the ability to do this. Unfortunately, the VA has become an institution with a culture of self-protection, not a culture of putting veterans first. And so I have called on the Secretary of Veterans Affairs to hold VA employees accountable, fire the bad actors, hire good people, reward the people who are doing well, get rid of the people who aren't doing well. But as I mentioned in my op-ed this morning, and as you guys have noted many times, not a single person in the country has been fired for wait time manipulation. And here in Phoenix, 2 of the employees responsible for these tragedies at the Phoenix VA have been on paid leave since May 1st of last year.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, they've been on leave. They have not been fired.
Okay.
They've been on paid leave.
Right.
They've been on paid leave. These guys have pocketed over $250,000 of our tax dollars sitting at home, not working, and we could have used those dollars to care for veterans. That's absolutely outrageous.
Arizona Congresswoman Sinema joins us, Mac and Gaydos. The VA cannot fire people responsible for poor treatment of veterans. Is that true?
Well, last summer, the new secretary said, I don't have the power to fire these people. I need some help. So Congress passed a law that I co-sponsored called the Choice Act, which gave the Secretary of the VA greater power to fire poorly performing managers and people who do bad at the VA. So we thought we fixed the problem. But then months later, I met with the secretary and said, why are these people still getting a paycheck? These people have done bad things. What's going on? And he said, well, I still don't have enough authority. They have due process. It takes so long and blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, you're telling me you don't have the authority? Great. We'll get it for you. So I introduced a new piece of legislation with Jeff Miller, a Republican from Florida who chairs the Veterans Affairs Committee, that greatly speeds up the Secretary's ability to fire poorly performing and mismanaging individuals at the VA within a 7-day period. So it goes very quickly. They still get their due process. They can still file grievance. They can still sue. They can try and get their job back. But this way, at least the Secretary can get those folks away from patients and fill those positions with new jobs. Because right now, these 2 guys have been on paid leave since May 1st of 2014. Those positions have remained empty. The VA can't actually hire anyone to do those jobs until these guys are fired or quit.
That's amazing.
That's outrageous.
That's
outrageous.
That's ridiculous.
But it's what we've always kind of sort of laughed and snickered at with government jobs. It's very rare that somebody gets that does something blatantly wrong, gets fired, like escorted to the door. That's
they usually get moved around or held around.
Or we've seen in this administration, they're not fired, they're reassigned.
Past administrations,
That's wrong.
too. Yeah.
That's wrong. When someone is doing a poor job and is mismanaging, you should fire those people. That's how it works in the real world.
But how many more laws is it going to take? At the end of the day, they still need, if they need to be fired, they need to be fired. How many times are you going to go back to Congress and ask for more laws?
Well, that's exactly the question. I was very frustrated when the secretary shared with us that he didn't have the authority to get rid of these guys who were so blatantly engaging in bad behavior. And I said to him multiple times, you tell me what authority you need. We have the bipartisan will to get it done. We will get it done. And his office, frankly, never gave me any kind of outline of what they wanted. So then Chairman Miller and I just went and did it on our own. We said, fine, we're going to give you this authority. Even if you're not asking for it, we're going to give you this authority. So our bill, not only does the bill give the VA authority to fire people quickly, it also provides additional protection for whistleblowers. Because as you guys are well aware, Phoenix whistleblowers are facing retaliation, have faced retaliation in the past. And I hear from whistleblowers on a regular basis who are afraid to go public because they're afraid of retaliation.
Congresswoman, keep up the good fight. Thanks for joining us. We're out of time, but we're going to check in. Make sure you call us. Tell us how everything's going, okay?
I will, and I'm going to keep fighting, guys.
Okay. Arizona Congresswoman Kirsten Sinema wants to see some people fired.
That was what the doctor, I think Dr. Foote said. He waited until he retired because he knew if he was a whistleblower, he'd get in trouble.
Sinema saying not much progress at the Phoenix VA. It's
they can't fire anybody.
It's unacceptable. All right. Coming up next, another